Most medicines begin with plants. For this reason, the Amazon rainforest, with its biodiversity, could be termed the pharmacy of the planet Earth. Medicines derived from the thousands of species of plants that grow in the rainforest are already used all over the world. And with the continued discovery of new plants and the possible uses of those plants, there is great potential for the future development of even more life-saving medicines.
1 out of 4 medicines on our pharmacy shelves today come from investigation of the rainforest. Only 2% of the known plant species have been investigated for medicinal use.
Modern medicine focuses on treatment of the body. It looks for the physical causes of and cure for disease and illness. Traditional medicine is rooted in religion and sees illness as an extension of the spirit. Cure and treatment consist of rituals and medicines derived from plants. The fascinating thing is that many traditional medical treatments are effective. Many modern therapies have their roots in the traditional arts of the rainforest tribal peoples.
Our high-tech medicine, we've kind of overlooked some of the simple aspects of treating people. And when they treat someone, they treat the whole person. I think we have a tunnel vision approach in this country that when we treat someone, we treat just the illness. The shaman treats the whole person. By that I mean they believe that when someone's sick, that also their spirit may be sick. And it's been proven scientifically that how we feel about ourselves has a direct result in how quickly we would heal. And then they also use the different plants in the area to help cure the ailment itself.
The rainforest tribes will seek out both sources for cures, the modern doctor and the tribal medicine man.
Shaman is a title given to medicine men or women. There are some women that are tribes healers. They take care of the tribe, the local people, and they use different medicines from the earth to treat the local people. And so they're the medicine men of the area.
The effectiveness of tribal medicine, with its emphasis on using herbs, has led to many modern cures.
The ethnobotanist looks at how the shaman would prepare the extracts that are created from the plants. Many times in just preparing the plant for use could be the whole key in its effectiveness. They might have the boiling technique, or they might just grind up the plant material. And in some cases, using hot water, boiling water may inactivate the plant. So the ethnobotanist looks at their recipes.
The shaman of the Amazon rainforest tribe watches over the health care of the community. His treatment, involving rituals, magic, and ceremonies, uses plants and plant derivatives as medicine. The secrets and knowledge of the shaman are passed down from one generation to the next.
Different parts of the same plant might be used for various different types of ailments. It's not just one plant for one disease, but you can use the leaf, the root, the stem, the flower, and each one of those from the same plant could have a different effect on our body or on a disease state that we're trying to treat.
Dr. Linnea Smith went to the rainforest in 1990, planning to stay for 3 months. She works there still, and throughout the years has gained a unique perspective of traditional healing methods.
I think there are some very good medicines out here. Mostly the ones that are very good, I don't see the patients who've been treated with them. So the ones that I see are the ones that had the stuff that probably didn't do much good. I'm sure the shamans also see patients who have had my antibiotics and not gotten better. I mean, it goes both ways.
Dr. Smith watched the shaman as he used plants to treat illness. She saw the connection between Western medical practice and the primitive methods of the tribal medicine man.
Many of the modern things that we use, quinine for malaria, that comes from a tree that grows in Peru in the mountains. Digoxin for heartbeats, heart problems, that comes from the foxglove. Aspirin is a willow bark derivative. Penicillin is from a mold. Vincristine, vinblastine, that make the difference in saving children's lives with leukemia. Those are rainforest products. Heaven only knows how many there are out there that aren't well defined. But until they get a little better defined, I'm not comfortable using them. Every medicine has side effects, and I want to know what the side effects are.
The introduction of modern medicine into the rainforest, the tribal people have another source for health care, but have not abandoned the shaman and his treatment. Doctors and researchers working in the rainforest will often collaborate with the shaman and learn from him. In turn, the shaman will observe and learn from modern practitioners. This mutual respect has expanded the knowledge of both, and the people under their care have enjoyed the benefits of their collaboration.
That just stimulated an intellectual curiosity in me to learn about plants and how they synthesize chemicals, what's in them, how we can use them, how we can develop them for the benefit of our patients.
Many of the medicines we now use were discovered through such a collaboration, and yet doctors remain cautious.
How do you pick it? Should it be dry leaves? Should it be fresh leaves? Should it be hot water? Should it be cold water? How many leaves? How much? What dosage? What side effects? When you buy it in the market, how likely is it that you're going to get what you think you're getting and not just green tea? Not very much of that has been done for the plants around here. And as it is done, I'll be happy to use the stuff.
Other doctors warn of the use of individual cases as a basis for medical practices.
Anecdotal things are saying that you knew a lady in a town 20 miles from Akron who took a certain tea, and her physicians had given her up for dead because of her cancer, and lo and behold, 2 months later she's alive and well and no evidence of cancer. That's what we call an anecdote. Okay? People like myself who are trained in Western medicine do not use anecdotal experiences to decide what therapies we're going to use. We use rigid, very carefully designed clinical trials that compare therapies to do what we do every day.
With the clearing and development of the Amazon rainforest, many shaman are abandoning their practices to farm or move to the city. Succeeding generations may have fewer and fewer shaman, and traditional medical arts may be lost. The shaman themselves recognize the problem.
Okay, his main concern about the future is about all this knowledge will disappear and everything gets lost. He wants this knowledge we remain in the earth here in general, see? So he's concerned it's about losing this beautiful rainforest. I don't think it's Antonio's concern only, it's everybody else, the whole world concerned about preserving this beautiful forest, because that's the source of the medicine for the future.
The Amazon rainforest still contains many medical secrets. Because of its unique and incredibly diverse plant life, there is no doubt that there are other medicines and treatments yet to be discovered there. Perhaps the diseases now termed incurable will one day be treated with medicines found in the Amazon rainforest.